Hey there, Virgo. Welcome to your reading for, this is for quarter 3 of 2022. We're just going to jump right in here, Virgo, and we are going to see what is going on for you at this time. And sorry, I'm moving, and this table is not the original table that I had here, and it's a little bit wobbly, so I'm going to try to make sure it doesn't wobble too much while I'm doing this, because it makes a lot of noise when it wobbles. But you start off here, your first two cards are kind of like cards of patience, and you start off here with this brown bear spirit. It says take time out. So I do feel it would be obviously a good time for you to take time for yourself, for you to kind of rest, relax, recover. Your next card is the patience card, but right after that you have the Ace of Swords. It's like, I feel for a lot of you, you're almost going from like a stop to a start is the way that I would describe this energy in this reading. The good news is I don't think you're going to be waiting very long for this stop-start change to happen. I feel like you've been on pause for kind of like for a while, and things maybe haven't been moving forward as quickly. I do feel that, if you're watching this in July, obviously, then I would take some time to, plan. I would take some time to like gather your energy to stay healthy and do all those things. I kind of am looking at this first row, which I'm going to show you the cards in just a second, but I'm looking at this first row as kind of a preparation row, as a row that says it would be good for you to get prepared. Even this brown bear spirit is a card of preparation, and it's a card of like getting healthy, staying healthy, but also, preparing for any changes that you want to make in your life. You have the Seven of Swords, the Five of Cups, and the Four of Pentacles. The Seven of Swords is a card of lying, cheating, stealing. I do feel some of you have maybe dealt with some inconsistent energy. Even in your first diagonal, you have this Seven of Swords to the Emperor to the Knight of Wands. And you also have the Five of Wands here, just putting it all together. I definitely feel you have dealt with inconsistent energy as far as relationships are concerned. It looks to me like you're moving more towards a period of truth. Those are literally the words that are popping into my head, mostly because of that Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords is very direct, straightforward energy. There is this no, back and forth kind of, I feel almost what you've dealt with in the past based off your first row. Again, Seven of Swords, Five of Cups, Four of Pentacles. It feels like riddles to me, and really that's the best way I could describe this energy. I feel like this involves multiple people. I don't even think this is just love. For some of you, definitely riddles in love, but I also feel that in other relationships as well, you've kind of, it's like almost like I get all this like lost in translation stuff, like, riddles, people not being straight, people not, talking to you directly for whatever reason. So this seems to be like something that is changing in this quarter, and I think that's great because you're going to have, direct, straightforward communication. You have the Five of Cups, kind of sadness. I think there are a lot of truths that have come out probably over the past 2 years in your life. A lot of these truths are kind of like painful truths, I feel, with this Five of Cups. He's kind of crying over what he has always known. The whole point of the Five of Cups is that he's crying over spilt wine here. And he needs to realize that there's something much better behind him, because these two cups lead to this bridge and then to a castle over here. So it's like he's not losing a cup. He's actually gaining a bridge and a castle. He also could be crying because he feels like he can't get to that castle. And I feel for a lot of you that, it's like you're kind of releasing some things. Mostly I feel people intuitively for you, Virgo, who you thought were a certain way and then they weren't. And, all this other stuff could be friends for a lot of you as well. And now I feel like you're getting to a place of more security. For some of you, I feel like you could be becoming much more secure in yourself, which is interesting. The other interesting thing I find about this reading in the first row, especially, is this Four of Pentacles. It's like you're developing a lot more security in yourself. Like I said, Four of Pentacles is a card of stability, and it's a card of stability. And in some ways, to me, I don't always look at it as a good card, but in this situation, I kind of feel like this is the first kind of like a glimpse into security in your life. Next, you have this Patience card. I feel like you've been very patient, like I said, and I get like an awakening feeling here. You see this, there's this crane on this card, and its head is kind of red there, if you can see that. And I kind of feel that is an awakening energy for you here, Virgo. And, I feel this is going to be very good for you. I almost feel like saying this is going to be very profitable for you in quarter 3 of this year, which is interesting. It seems to me like anyone who is making any changes during this quarter as far as their career is concerned, there could be a lot of benefits in doing that. But we're not talking about I'm not saying you necessarily have to go from one career to another. You could just be stepping up in a leadership position here. And I'll tell you have the Five of Wands, the Emperor, and the Hangman, like a position you've been waiting for, one where there has maybe been conflict and competition with the Five of Wands. Here's the thing, is that I feel that some of you could be getting into a position where there is a lot of competition. But you have the Emperor as your center card. This puts you in a position of power and strength, and I also feel like it's kind of like saying you're taking the lead. Here's the thing, is it's kind of weird because I've been preaching co-creation for the past, 3 years now, because I feel we're entering into a time of more co-creation. That does not mean that there will not be competition, right? As I always say. And I don't necessarily think, I'm not one of those spiritual teachers who's competition is always bad. I think there's fun competition, right? There are plenty of competitions that people actually want to take part in. So in a sense, those competitions are co-creative because everybody that is in those competitions wants to be there, right? And so, that's what I'll say there. But what I will say is that this card here, it's kind of weird how it's popping into my head, because it's popping into my head that you're entering into a competitive environment, but maybe it's not competitive. I know that sounds contradictory, but I'll give you an example. YouTube, right? It's you can choose to enter into an environment like YouTube, which is kind of competitive, right? And you can just choose to just do it, to just do YouTube. And maybe you're not necessarily being competitive, but you're kind of in a competitive environment, if that makes sense, right? But it's you're rising to the top here, and really, this middle row here, I feel like it's saying you've been very patient and you're starting to rise to the top, really. But again, it's are you being competitive? I would say no. I feel like you're just kind of doing your thing. And that's what I mean by you're maybe you're in a competitive environment, but you're not necessarily being competitive. And here you go. You have the Five of Wands. Again, this is a card of competition. I feel like you're kind of looking at taking risks. The Five of Wands is really a card of learning. You can see here on the card that these people that are on the card, they're meant to look young. They're meant to look immature. It's a card of immaturity. But really, it's a card of learning. They're learning how to fight. They're learning how to, do the things that they want to do here. And, I feel like you've learned a lot. Here you go. Hangman. His head is glowing. He has gained enlightenment here, Virgo, right? So I feel like you have learned a lot here, and I really like to see that. You have the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords is definitely a victory coming in for you, so I feel like there's a lot of victories and a lot of wins coming in for you here with this energy. I also feel this is partially kind of the truth that could be coming out for you in a lot of ways, so I do feel you could be learning a lot with this Ace of Swords energy. And I feel like this learning is kind of leading to a lot more victories in your life. But I also feel that you're living your own inner truth, which is also very good. You have the Nine of Cups, the Seven of Wands, and the Knight of Wands here. The Nine of Cups is a win and a wish. I feel like this is wish fulfillment coming in for you. I kind of feel like this Nine of Cups is more fulfillment in general, and you're feeling more fulfilled, feeling like things are kind of going your way this quarter. You have the Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands is a card of conviction. It's a card of belief. It's a card that says when you know that you're going to be successful, then you're going to be successful. He's kind of defending his position at the top of the hill here. And, in a lot of ways, it's a card of rising to the top. He is defending his position at the top of the hill. I don't think that, again, I do get this message here. It doesn't show up here. I have a feeling that when we clarify in just a second, it's really going to show up in the reading. I feel like it's almost like I said, you're entering into a competitive environment where where you're not really competing. I don't know how else to, I don't know how else to describe that to you here, Virgo. I think it's a good thing. I mean, I see this in love for you as well. It's you could be getting into a relationship with a person where there's competition for the person, but they only have, eyes for you, right? So, I feel like this is kind of saying that there's almost nothing you have to do to maintain your position. I would say what I would really say is that you've already done the preparation here. It's to me, if we work hard in life and we kind of do the internal things to make ourselves valuable to ourselves, it's like then there's nothing we need to do in a relationship, for example, to prove our worth to another person. They just see it automatically. And I kind of see that energy here. You have the Knight of Wands. Part of me feels like you're moving away from this energy. Like I said, I feel like there's been a lot of truths that have come out about people in general. I feel you've mostly learned these truths through relationships, not just love relationships, but also friendships as well. And so I feel like you've learned kind of like a lot of truths about, maybe like human nature and, all that other stuff as well. So let's dig in here, Virgo, and let's see what is going on for you at this time. With the Seven of Swords, you have the Five of Pentacles. I kind of feel this feeling. It's kind of funny. You have Pisces showing up here. And I felt the same thing for Pisces, where it's like, when you're like a kid and there are like certain things you enjoy and then you become an adult and you can't like enjoy those things anymore. There's kind of like that sad, nostalgic feeling. I kind of feel that here with the Seven of Swords. I'm pretty sure I said this to you in a recent reading, where it's almost like you've been pulled out of the Matrix, like in the movie The Matrix, when Neo wakes up from the fake reality. He kind of loses his mind for a minute because, he's seeing things for how they really were, and he can't ever go back. He can't ever see things the same way. I'm pretty sure I said this to you in the last reading. It's like, I feel that here, Five of Pentacles, Seven of Swords. There could be a truth, or there could be something where it's like the truth, but you also part of you maybe wishes you could go back to not seeing the truth, right? And I'm not really sure why that's important, but, it could be like a healing thing. Here you go. With the Five of Cups, you have the Four of Swords, healing. So, I'm wondering if maybe this is, you can't go back because you're healing from whatever this situation is. That could make sense. I do feel you're hoping for blessings as well. I kind of have this feeling where I feel a lot of people right now are hoping to receive kind of some green lights, I'll call them, in their life, where they're almost being given permission that they can move forward, right? With the Four of Pentacles, you have the King of Wands. King of Wands is about being bold, being assertive, really going for what you want. For those of you looking for love, I do feel there could be a fire sign coming in for you. For like months, there has been a fire sign showing up in your readings. And as I always say, people show up when they are meant to show up. So, that's what I feel there. Could be any person. For others, I kind of feel like this is more innovative ideas that you have. If you're having any kind of innovative future thinking ideas, I would definitely take advantage of those ideas. I see a lot of it's funny because there's like no money here yet, but intuitively, I feel that some of your ideas could lead to money. With the Five of Wands, here you go. You have the King of Pentacles, more stability coming into your life. Also, could be like a permanent relationship for those of you that are looking for love. I do feel a major increase in your finances. Funny enough, in the birth card reading system, the Five of Clubs, which is basically the Five of Wands, is the card of the millionaire. I don't read tarot the same way as I do playing cards, but it is interesting to me. Sometimes I do feel that the Five of Wands can represent a period where maybe you're going through some conflict. There's a reason I call it Indiana Jones, right? To me, the Five of Wands is like Indiana Jones energy, where you could be going on some crazy adventure and discovering some treasure because of it. And when I get like a financial card, like the King of Pentacles, it's like saying, you're on this journey. Maybe you're not all the way there yet, but you're getting there. With the Emperor, you have the Four of Pentacles. Again, you have Four of Pentacles twice in your second diagonal going up. Four of Pentacles, I do feel stability. I do feel that it is time for you to take action with that with the Emperor energy. You have the Four of Pentacles twice, but again, in this same diagonal, you have the King of Wands as well. It's kind of like, okay, the Emperor is just sitting there, but he's always ready for action. So I feel like it's time for you to take action on something. With the Hangman, you have the Emperor. Again, same thing. The Hangman, excuse me, the Hangman is waiting for, he's gained enlightenment. He's put himself in Hangman mode, and he's made some sacrifices, but it's like now it's time for him to move. And I kind of feel that for you. You've been patient. I don't think that patience card is saying you need to continue to be patient. I mean, patience is a virtue, as they say, but I don't think it's asking you to do that. I feel like it's saying, okay, you've been patient. Like I said, that crane has that red mark on its head, and it's almost like I feel like you're ready. You've woken up to the reality, the truth with the Ace of Swords. Now it's time to get moving. Very simple reading. With the Nine of Cups, you have the Knight of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles is playing it safe, being too cautious. Knight of Pentacles, again, it's time to make your move. Knight of Pentacles, he's over-prepared. Really, it is a card of over-preparation. He's hesitating. He's kind of overthinking things and he needs to get moving. With the Seven of Wands, you have the Sun, Happiness. Again, another card of rising to the top here. So, Sun is the best card in the tarot. Definitely a lot of abundance coming in for you. And with the Knight of Wands, you have the Lovers. So a perfect match coming in for you. Definitely could be love coming in for you as well. Like I said, I would say it's a new person. And again, I feel like it's something where again, if you're bringing love into your life, I feel like this is something that is not inconsistent. I feel you have learned what to look for in all situations. There could also be some truths, in love. I do feel like there are probably a lot of, I don't want to go on and on and on about this, Virgo, but what I will say is, like, if you look at the divorce statistics, divorce went like through the roof in the 70s, and then, from there it kind of stayed up, and that now I think that divorce is going to come back down. Basically, we started some Scorpio cycles during the 70s that I believe kind of caused this, rise in divorce and things like that. We're kind of past those cycles now, and, I think divorce rates are going to go down. Does that mean it's, but really part of that, I think, is less people are going to get married. But I do also feel that the people that do get married are going to get married for the right reasons, basically. And it doesn't mean relationships are going to be perfect, but there's definitely some healing going on in relationships, even though maybe it doesn't seem like it, right? I know it's crazy out here on these streets, right, if you're dating, but what I would say is I do feel it's going to get better. And I feel like you're going to be picking people for the right reasons here, or, vice versa, like I said. But pretty interesting reading, pretty straightforward. Again, I feel like you're rising to the top, pretty simple. I feel like the only thing you need to do now is take action. For some of you, I feel like you already are taking action. And for those of you that are taking action on your ideas, I feel like you're just kind of like wiggling your into place here. It's like I said, if you have like a YouTube channel, for example, it's like I feel like you're doing it, but maybe you feel like you're not doing the thing that you're supposed to be doing yet. I would just keep going. I feel like it's almost like you're readjusting, every time you do something and you're getting closer to what you're supposed to be doing. So this looks pretty good. I like it. So thank you for being here, Virgo. Really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your sun, moon, and rising for a full picture of what's going on for you at this time. But thank you, and definitely enjoy your month.